Have you ever been in a meeting after a merger and the air felt different? No one said anything was wrong, but it was tight. People were careful. The founder was a little sharper than usual. The new executives were smiling, but watching. You've been in that meeting. You know the one. On paper, the deal looked great. In the room, something was wobbling. That wobble is what I pay attention to. Welcome to the Kathie Owen Perspective. My name is Kathie Owen. I work with founders, acquisition leaders, and executive teams. I go inside organizations, especially during transition, and I observe what others miss inside leadership. And I stabilize it before it costs them. And when I say cost, I don't just mean money. I mean people. I mean momentum. I mean the quiet shift that happens when everyone feels uncertainty but no one names it. Let me make this simple. Most mergers and acquisitions look at numbers. They should. Revenue, debt, legal exposure, market position. But here's what almost no one looks at. What happens to people under pressure? Because when pressure increases, patterns surface. And I don't walk into a company looking for flaws. I walk in looking for stress patterns. Here's one: power. Who actually holds it? Is it clear? Or does it subtly shift depending on who's sitting at the table? You've seen this. The founder says, "You're empowered," but everyone still looks at him before speaking. Or a new executive steps in, and no one knows if they're really allowed to lead. That hesitation, it slows everything. It doesn't show up in earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, but it shows up in execution. Here's another one: founder identity. If someone built that company, it's not just a business, it's their life. So when ownership changes, even slightly, something internal shifts, and you can feel it. Tone changes, meetings get tighter, feedback lands harder. That's not ego. That's attachment under pressure. And if that attachment isn't supported, it leaks into the culture. Employees feel it immediately. This is my favorite lens. Can leadership absorb stress without spreading it? Because stress moves. It is very contagious. If a leader walks into a room anxious, the room tightens. If a leader walks in steady, the room steadies. You've felt that. You've worked for both kinds of leaders. In a merger, this becomes amplified because everyone is already asking, am I safe? Is my role changing? Do I still matter? If leadership transmits anxiety, the entire system contracts. Contracted systems do not innovate well. They protect. And protection mode slows growth. Now, I want to say something important. If you're an executive listening to this and thinking, oh, great, she's going to come in and point out everything that's wrong, that is not what I do. I'm not there to label people. I'm there to stabilize systems. Every leadership team has pressure points. Every founder has identity tied to the business. Every culture has invisible rules. This isn't about fault. It's about awareness. And when you address these patterns proactively, something powerful happens. Founders feel respected instead of threatened. Buyers feel confident instead of guarded. Employees feel safe instead of reactive. And integration accelerates. Everyone wins. Let's be real. When executives leave 6 months after a deal, when middle managers disengage, when productivity dips quietly, that's not random. That's uncontained pressure. Human instability is financial instability. You don't see it immediately, but when leadership stays steady under pressure, momentum compounds. Revenue stabilizes faster. Retention improves. Trust builds. That's where I shine. Not in calling people out, in strengthening them. Mergers and acquisitions reveal truth. Pressure makes invisible patterns visible. If you can see them early, you can support them early. And when leadership feels steady, the entire organization feels steady. That's not soft, that's structural. If you've lived through that merger wobble, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I wrote a full blog post that goes deeper into these patterns and how to stabilize them proactively. You'll find that link in the show notes and description below, along with bonus resources. And if you're in mergers and acquisitions, a founder transition, or executive leadership and want to understand how I work inside organizations during transition, you can visit my homepage as well. This is the kind of work I do. And that's today's episode of the Kathie Owen Perspective. My name is Kathie Owen, and I will see you next time. Thank you for being here.